Hmm. Where to begin? Well, I guess it's always been something that I knew. Something that I was scared of. Something that I always grew up hearing was wrong and distasteful and repulsive and downright disgusting. When I was 7, my dad came up to me at night and said, "Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what sex is." And I, being a curious 7-year-old, okay. And he pulled me into a living room and he sat me down and he drew on a piece of paper a circle. And he said, "This is an egg." And I said, "Like scrambled eggs?" And he said, "Yes, this is the mommy. And this is what mommy is. She's an egg." And then he drew little squigglies. And he said, "And this is daddy. And when the little squigglies go into the little egg, then you have a baby." And being a curious 7-year-old, my first question was, well, what happens when the squigglies go with the other squigglies? And his response was, no, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. I said, okay, well, what happens when one egg goes with another egg? No, we don't talk about that at all. We don't talk about that. So even when I was a kid, I questioned it. What does it mean? As I grew up, I began to realize that I had same-sex attraction. I looked at men not as my bros or my best buddies, but as beautiful human beings created by God, as beautiful, and I knew that I was made to like men. Not something that I chose, but something that I knew even as a child. I knew that I liked men. And for people who know me, I've had the privilege of having you in my life, and whether it's for a season or for a long period of time, people know me and they know that I do not have prejudices on people. I love unconditionally. My heart is an open book to people. I accept people for who they are. I don't care if you've grown up in a horrible background, or you're the Queen Sheba's son. I love and I treat people all the same, and so I guess for me, I've been away from the U.S. for almost 3 years now, going on 3 years. And for me, this has been a time of discovering myself, who I am, who God made me to be, who is JB. I think I've finally realized who I am as a person. It's taken time, and it's still a process. I'm still learning new things about myself. But every day, I am learning new things about who I am, what I love, what I like, where my dreams lie, where my hopes are. Where my passions are. 2 years ago, I went to Israel. Oh no, I would say about a year and a half ago. It was about a year and a half ago. I went to Israel, and that was the most life-changing trip for me ever. Most people go to Israel expecting God to show himself to them, or to find God, and to experience God in a miraculous way. And I did. Not in the ways that I thought I would, and not in the ways that my family even thought I would, but I found God in the most peculiar way as well. This was a period of time where I was questioning my sexuality, questioning, is liking men really okay? I live in Europe. I mean, liking men it's whatever. Nobody really gives a crap. But in my heart, is it okay? Is it something that I can accept for me? To be okay with who I am? Can I really be okay with it? And I went to Israel expecting God to change my heart in radical ways, and cast out thoughts of being gay, and just push them aside and just move on. And that's not what happened. Everywhere I went, I would run into gay people, but not just gay people, not just somebody who's completely out there, very flamboyant. I would run into gay people who were Christians. It amazed me. I'm a Christian. I'm from Austria, but I'm gay. Well, how does that work? How can you be Christian and be gay at the same time? And God revealed himself in such amazing ways to me. His grace, his love, the cross was not for straight people. Was not for prostitutes who switch from being a prostitute. The cross was for everybody. Everybody. And God's power changes people. And God's power ratifies the heart and changes who people are. But God also creates people in certain ways. God created me to love men. And God said, JB is going to love men. It's not something I chose. It's not something that was taught to me. It's not something that I accepted because somebody hurt me in any way. It was from the moment that I was born, I was gay. From the moment that I left my mother's womb, from the moment that God created me in my mother's womb. It says in Psalms 123 that God wove me in my mother's womb, and that I am woven perfectly. And God created me perfectly in his image. And you can sit and argue, well, the fall of man gave man sin. It wasn't God. God didn't give man sin. That's right. That's absolutely right. But God created Adam and Eve. God created them perfectly. Man chose. God gave them free will. Man chose to be sinful. That didn't remove man. That didn't remove Adam and Eve from from being believers in God and believers in who Christ is. They've seen God. They saw God. They saw His works. His beautiful works. But that did not separate, their sin did not separate them entirely from who God is. I believe that I was born gay. I absolutely believe that I was born gay. I also believe that Christ is my Savior, that Jesus Christ died for me, that Christ paid the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate price for my life. I believe in that entirely. But I cannot separate the fact that I am gay and that I am a Christian. I can't. I also know that I am meant to be with somebody. I am meant to spend my life, from this 23-year-old body to an 80-year-old. I am meant to spend my life with somebody. And I will not spend my life with someone that I am not attracted to, that I have no attraction for. It's like telling the most beautiful woman in the entire world, okay, so I want you to marry the most disgusting homeless man ever in the world. And she would laugh, and she would say, no, I'm not going to marry the most disgusting homeless man in the entire world. I'm going to marry somebody that I love, and somebody that shares the same qualities as me, that has the same perspective, that passionately loves life, who wants to spend their life with me. So I left Israel with my perspectives broken, just shattered on the ground. And I came back home to Germany, and I sat there and I was like, okay, what do I believe in? What do I believe in? And the first Skype conversation that I had was with my family. And I sat down with my family and I told them everything. Everything. I came out to them. I told them, Mom, Dad, look, I love men. I have an attraction for men. I'm not running around having sex with guys. I'm waiting for the right person to come into my life, to be the love of my life, and I'm waiting. My parents, I will never forget what my mother said to me. We've known all along, and we love you despite anything that you choose. We will always love you, and we have always loved you. And from that time, from that moment, I began to really understand what true love is. And Christ showed me that love. The moment that I believed in Christ, that love was shown to me. But I began to understand what human love is. And it's not partial. It's not, okay, I'm gonna love a little bit, but the moment that you do something wrong, the moment that I don't agree with you, I'm just, no, I'm done. Love is unconditional. It's not something that you just choose to stop loving somebody because they have a different opinion or a different perspective. It's not anything that anybody does. And that perspective has carried me through this year of growing and exploring who I am as a person. Trying to love unconditionally. And I've really realized the people that I've come out to, the people that I've talked to, have truly unconditionally loved me. There's not been a single person who has casted me out of their life because they choose not to. And I know this video is gonna cause a wave, and I know this video is going to make a lot of people very angry, want to delete me from their Facebook, and I if you don't want to be my friend, that's okay. I still love you, and I still appreciate your friendship, and I still appreciate the moments and the experiences that I've had with each and every one of you. But if you cannot find the unconditional love that is from Christ, if you cannot find unconditional love that's in humanity, like, if you cannot find that love for me, then I question your friendship to begin with. And throughout this year, I've had kind of this back and forth of, do I come out or do I not come out on Facebook? Is it really necessary? And most of the time it's been a no. It's not been necessary. It's not necessary to come out on Facebook. But I know one day I will fall in love with the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I know one day I will fall in love and he will be a man. And I will adopt a child with a partner, and I will buy a house, and we will live together. And I know that this day will come. And I don't want my Facebook to be a source of fear in my life. I don't want to have my Facebook be a source of fear, that in the sense that I need to hide things in my life, or that I need to keep people in the dark, or keep people from not seeing how I live my life. And people need to know I do not go around and sleep with people. I don't go around and just hook up. That's not who I am as a person. My beliefs and my convictions are very strong. And just as straight people wait for their true love to come, I'm doing the same thing. I'm waiting patiently, which is very difficult sometimes, but I'm waiting. And so I don't want my Facebook to be a source of fear. I don't want social networks to be a source of fear in my life. But I want people to know that you can be gay, and you can be a happy Christian, and you can love Christ as a gay person. Gay people need God. Gay people need Christ. Gay people need the love of Christ. So this is my coming out video. Sorry if it's on a little preachy. But God has worked so much in my life in the last year, teaching me daily what it means to love people and how I should love people. And I hope this video is an encouragement to you. For me, it's freeing. I'm no longer afraid. I'm no longer worried about if people will like me or not, because I like men. People should like me because I am who I am, and I think I'm a pretty awesome person, and my family and friends think I'm pretty awesome, and that's only through Christ, and that's only because I truly unconditionally love people. So now that this video is 20 minutes long, I encourage you to open your eyes and I encourage you to love unconditionally. Love people unconditionally. Arabs, black people, white people, gay, prostitute, people with cutting problems or depression. I pray that you would love unconditionally.